The first thing you ask as a black man, I ain't gonna hold you. Hey man, this is cool and all, but where did I get my cut at?
All right, y'all. It's your boy Camo to Connect, back with another episode of the ExZentric Podcast. Got my good friend, got my boy Jeremy Salley, man. The East Side's finest out here, man.
It's a number of fine motherfuckers, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Yeah, so yeah, me and Jeremy is actually both abroad in Europe right now. So I just thought it would be cool for us to get a podcast in, because it's like, niggas abroad, you know what I'm saying? So just kind of to talk about our experiences being out here and everything, just the whole shebang. All right, so first let me just start off with asking you, so Jeremy, we're starting off, we in 2022 now, so I got to hear what's your New Year's resolutions or goals, what do you expect of yourself in 2022, or what you trying to do in 2022?
What I'm looking for this year is, if I'm going back to it, I think one thing I want to be very clear about with my work I'm doing now is definitely being much more to continue to take risks. And I think the one thing that the resolution is continue to take the risks I'm taking. It's been a risk to be over here in Europe, actually. So to start off, I'm over here for the FIFA Masters program, for the Black American Dude program, only American candidate for the year. Typically, only one American does it a year, cohort 32, and it's on a rotating basis. So we started in Leicester, England, to start the program. Now we're in the second module in Milano, so at the SDAP, Bocconi, in the Sports Knowledge Center. So it's a lot going into it, a lot of money investment from a lot of folks to get a lot of money investment from folks just to get me over here.
Yeah.
And I think the thing is that to continue taking the risk is the thing that I'm going to continue doing from 2022.
Cool. Yeah. So tell us a little bit more about it. So you said it's like with sports management and stuff, so kind of, well, one, how'd you even find out about the program? And two, have you always been doing sports management, or what kind of got you to the field of sports management, and then just the journey to even taking part in this program and everything?
Yeah. So the program itself, the Start FIFA Masters program, is considered the best sports management program in Europe, and it's been that way. Not in the past 10 years, particularly in the top 2-3 in the planet, and what it does. I started with it's weird because we're folks, Cam and I used to play high school together, right? We're in high school together. That's like
facts. Yeah, I should have said that, but yeah, we go way back, bro. It's 2022. Niggas was in high school together in 2015,
yeah,
long time ago.
Yeah.
Shit done changed, bro.
A lot done changed. Yeah, but that's kind of how family's always been involved with sports. Went to USC, Southern California, fight on, and my major graduate was in international relations. I didn't do anything necessarily to sports was in the back of my mind, more or less, forefront. I was planning on going to really defense consulting was what I was planning on doing after I graduated. But every time I had a project or assignment, it would go back to sports. Moving international relations in sports, particularly peace, conflict resolution, diplomacy in sports, how to get around it, things of that nature. And it just always kind of came back. So as I was thinking about what to do after a school, decided to go into sports consulting. So Collegiate Consulting, the firm, shout out to Russell, managing director over there, and did feasibility studies, particularly in operation studies for NCAA college sports, particularly from Power 5 D1s all the way down to schools just wanting to start intercollegiate athletics. So the major recent developments of conference moving things nature, we had some hand in it in a lot of them. Can't say some of them. I can't say which ones necessarily, but we got our hands in almost every one of them in some way, shape, or form. So that's one of the cool parts about it. So basically, that kind of got me into it. The program, I found out one of my professors, he mentioned it in passing a little bit while back when I was doing undergrad, and I never really thought about it because when you're trying to get your bachelor's, you're not trying to think about
that. You're bro, don't tell me about grad school right now, bro.
Yeah, grad school. Man, look, I'm already in the library right now, 3 a.m. right now. I know where I could be right now.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to hear no grad school this year. I'm trying to get this money.
Yeah.
And then pandemic hit. It hit. It's funny. I was just at the firm, just very new into it, and it hit ACC tournament was just canceled that year when the pandemic hit.
Mhm.
And for the entirety, I was like, what should I be looking into for the next 4 or 5 years right now that can help me in how this pandemic is going to go? Because I realized like I love the college game, but I think one thing that was important to me was I wanted to see what was going to be next for the next 10, 15, 20 years down the road for the career, right? And soccer's is going crazy in the States. Like it's just been, like we saw, to see Atlanta with this across the board for me. Just see how they took the city over in a way that was unheard of for a team in North America to do what they did across the board. 72,000 strong in the English part speaking, at least from North America. And the city's behind it. No matter what you are across the board, east, south, west, north sides of the city, everyone loves the team.
Yeah.
I mean, Joseph's been in every block in Atlanta. So like it's unheard, like no, like to the Vic levels damn near just about. So at that point, a point came to me was that for my niece and nephew, who are my niece is now a teenager, funny enough now. My nephew now in elementary school, the game that they grow with, whether it be on the playing side of it or just as fans, how to make it easier for those young Black kids to enjoy this game and break down the barriers that we didn't have. Because I mean, we were just too late. There wasn't the Atlantic Valley growing up.
Yeah, bro, and it's interesting, like you getting into doing something related to FIFA and everything, because I mean, we played basketball together, like you grew up playing basketball. Most of your, I mean, did you play soccer when you were younger, or?
I played 1 year at Tucker High School before I transferred. I played one junior. I was a junior varsity team, only just keep in shape. And like a major part to it, they didn't have police my size.
But just FYI, Jeremy is what, you 6'5" now, or you grew like
about 6'6" for a size 18 shoe.
Yeah.
And so like shoes, police come like not like I can get some on the football field, but it's different trying to get the artificial turf ones. Like where I got to play soccer. So like that was not in the plans. And I played like 4, I think, just kicking a ball, didn't know what the hell was going on. So
yeah, bro, that's super cool, bro. Because I mean, like I was just mentioning, like soccer is not typically something that we see in Atlanta and everything. Like, where everybody want to go to the NFL, everybody want to go to the NBA and stuff. Like, but like you talking about Atlanta United and stuff. It's like that wasn't typically the team. Like, no matter how bad the Falcons was, or no matter how bad the Hawks was, no matter how bad the Braves was, it's like, bro, folks is always gonna ride for the team. And like, for soccer, for them to bring a team to Atlanta, and then it's like, had to see the way that people rallied around it. I mean, I think I remember seeing a status like all the games used to be sold out. Like it was sold out stadium every single game. Like, and this was probably in like their first 3 years of existence. I mean, maybe even the first year. You would probably notice better than me and stuff. So it's like that's super dope, Brian. I mean, and even the fact that your interest in this has literally taken you across the world and shit, you know what I'm saying? So it's like that's real cool. I kind of wanted to ask you, like, because you was finna go to school in New York or something at first, wasn't it?
Yeah. So I first went to school in Connecticut first before I transferred to SC.
Okay.
And the thing is that, so my freshman year, the important thing to have my freshman year is I went to I thought at first going to college, like international relations was my major all the way through school. So I knew kind of what the realm of like field I wanted to be in, but I didn't know exactly how. So we went to the UN my freshman year, which was nice and everything. Went down.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, they did everything right, man. And I went there and I fucking hated it. I hated being in the building. I hated just being around it. It was like if this is what I have to do, like if this is my working chores, I would hate my job every day.
Yeah.
I would hate being in this. I hate being here every day. Now, first off, no, UN's in the best part of Manhattan. I don't care what nobody say. It's in the best part of Manhattan. The perks and privileges of being in the UN is amazing.
Yeah.
But if I wanted, like my commute to school every day right now is around 40, 45 minutes, right, in Milan. But every day I enjoy going to where I do. I enjoy the train right there and back, albeit however early it can be.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. So that's something that I do think we take for granted many times, is when we're talking about our work and life balance, is that I enjoy knowing what to do every day. And I think I would have hated that. So I'm happy that I kind of hit that pivot. Then like moving to LA, which I mean, USC was a wonderful, like I'm not a fan of Los Angeles, the city, but USC was an amazing experience.
Because that's in Pasadena, right?
Nope, South Central.
South
Just
Central.
University Park, just a little bit north of, technically not South Central, but a little bit north of South Central. It's at the buffer zone between South Central and downtown LA.
Okay.
Yeah, beautiful. Like, I love my time at SC. Beautiful campus. Actually, it's funny. I got a notebook right here, but the black one.
Wait, so you was at USC for how long? Like 4 years or 3 years?
Four. I got them taking an extra semester, so that's all it is. But it's overall was worthwhile. I think it was very much worthwhile of experience. And now it's just brought me here. Like, nothing really. I'll say it's been fun to see the differences between the American, English, and Italian so far. And when we go to Switzerland, styles of learning and education, particularly university level. The thing was funny about the English, like, I think the thing I was so funny that no one ever told me, that I wish now it's funny to talk about how we have minors in the US and majors and minors, but nowhere else really has minors. Like,
yeah, I didn't know that was a thing either. That was something that I found out too.
Yeah, because I was playing my minor was film at SC, and talking to my classmates, even today, about it, because we're just going, like, we're happy to see each other back. First off, the food, and before I start anything else, the food in Britain is shit. It's terrible. Food is terrible in Britain. It is so unseasoned.
Bro, even out here, bro, they do like English breakfast and shit. I'm like, bro, what y'all doing having beans?
Beans don't belong on. I had an argument with somebody. And
why are there beans with your eggs, bro? Like,
it's a breakfast food there. That's criminal. That's criminal. And I remember we're just chopping things back up, and I remember mentioning that I still write scripts to this day. Like, that's probably never going to change. Yeah, as long as I'm living. And I mean, it just counts as the major. And like, the idea for them, like, for someone like just talking like screenwriting, like you had a minor is just like foreign to it. It's like it's interesting, like, talk about how we had to take geology classes, math classes, even my major is entirely in humanities. And it's been entertaining to see. It's been entertaining to see on that end. That's something I think they don't tell you. Like, particularly being Black men abroad, man, this has been a fun experience.
Yeah, that was gonna be one of my next questions. Like, I mean, for me, like, the assimilation process. I mean, I've never lived like. I mean, I went to school out of state. I went to school in Virginia, outside DC, and everything. So it's like, I was used to, like, trying to, not necessarily being in a comfort zone, like, going to a place where I'm necessarily comfortable. Like, I got comfortable over my years there and stuff. But it's like, but that's still the US. That's still the East Coast. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's even crazier. I mean, going from Connecticut to Cali, like, luckily I was still able to be on the East Coast. Like, I still, and Atlanta and DC, like, they're different cities, but they have a lot of similarities.
I love
they're both black ass cities. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like, I mean, I was in Virginia outside, but I used to be in DC all the time and stuff. But, that was one process, but like, coming to a whole different place where it's a whole different culture. I mean, bro, I'm literally in fucking Malta, bro. Like, nobody is. I didn't even know where the fuck that shit was, for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, like, you don't even see that shit on the map, bro. Like, this shit, like, the population is literally smaller than DeKalb County, bro. Like dead ass. Like, it's like 500,000 people, bro. Like, for real. But it's like coming out here.
What brought you there? What brought you to Malta?
Yeah, because so I'm doing I'm doing a master's program also. I'm doing because my major was government and international politics. And my minor was conflict analysis and resolution, which is why when you like said that, I was like, oh shit, like so yeah. And so actually I'm out here doing I'm actually doing like this dual master's program where I get one degree, and it was with George Mason University, which is where I got my undergrad. So I would get one degree from George Mason in conflict analysis and resolution, and I'm getting one degree from here in Malta at the University of Malta in like Mediterranean security. And like it's a 1 year program, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I literally found out, like, it was kind of with same shit with me. You mentioned a professor like telling you about it. I kind of heard about it in passing too. And I was like, shit, what? 1 year, 2 degrees? Like, sign me up, my nigga. Like, what you mean? Like, like, and I didn't necessarily know what to expect. I didn't necessarily know what to expect coming out here and stuff, but I'm like, that wasn't really necessarily even, I mean, I knew it was going to be culture shock and everything, but I'm like, bro, like, I'm here for a year, gonna get 2 degrees. It's gonna set me up for life. You know what I'm saying? So like, and like the way I am, I'm like, bro, I can adjust in places. So I'm like, I'll be able to find a way once I get out here and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like to me that I didn't like you was talking about like taking risk and stuff. I was like, bro, I can take this risk, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because I had studied abroad before. I studied abroad in like Morocco. Mind you, I was there like less than a month. I was probably out there like 3.5 weeks. But like that was still like for me, I was just like shit, like I'm really out here, like I'm really immersed in a whole different culture and stuff. So like, and I knew next time, like, because by the time I got adjusted in Morocco, it's like, damn, it's time to go. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, next time I do study abroad, I'm like, I definitely want to be somewhere where I'm, for a longer time and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, bro, I'm able to finish my master's while I'm out here and everything. Like, and honestly, it's not even a year. Like, we taking classes for probably like 7 months, like, because we finish at the end of May. And then it's like after that, we finish classes, and then the rest is just time to work on our thesis and stuff. So we basically get like 3 free months to work on our thesis and everything. But it's been cool. Like, but the craziest shit about all this is like my last name is Kassar, and it's actually a Maltese last name. So it's kind of crazy, like how shit comes full circle, bro. But yeah, it's really been crazy being out here and stuff, bro, because it's like Malta is a very like diverse. I mean, like, it's still a lot of Europeans and stuff, but like there's a lot of, because of where it's strategically like located, it's literally in the middle of the Mediterranean Sea. Like it's like halfway between Europe and halfway between like North Africa and stuff. So like it's a lot of like mixing of cultures and stuff. Like it's right below Italy actually. And like even the way the language is, like, luckily they speak English out here. English is one of the official languages, but they have Maltese, which is actually like, it's like a mix of like Arabic and Italian and stuff. So it's like it's just a real interesting blend of people and stuff. So being out here was like it was definitely culture shock and stuff, and like it kind of took me a little to like kind of get adjusted for real. But it's like I'm really valuing the time here and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, bro, it's 1 year. Nobody gonna be able to say they went to Malta, bro. Like niggas don't even know where this shit is. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, like so like I mentioned, like taking risk and stuff like that's been a big thing for me. Like when coming to Europe, like just trying to just explore another aspect of myself. Like I always just be like I was always interested in like international relations, like government, international politics, peace building, because basically like this is kind of like studying like to be a diplomat. I don't necessarily know if I want to be a diplomat, but like I've always been interested in peace and like like what we can do to achieve it and stuff. And there's a lot of ways to, like you was mentioning like through sports and everything, like so it's just a real cool thing, and it's a real cool opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So
one thing I do want though, and something that's always been on my mind, is how we get more young Black men and Black women involved with it. I think that's something that's very much because what, I was one of 3. Almost 800 person major at ST, Black men. And it's so
one of 3 you said out of 800?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, Black men, yeah. And like I've always said that, like, when people ask me what I do in like particularly in school, like what my major is, good proportion of the American public has no clue what it is. Yeah. And I think like one thing that's very vital to changing that is the idea that like the awareness of it. I think for the young is that like, you say you want to get out and do something different, a good way to do that is through this. And I think that the opportunities are there. I think I always want the kids to come in after us to be better than us in this. And
right, inspiration is a key thing, bro. It really is.
Yeah, like if you don't know, like if you don't know, like you just don't know. Yeah, like telling you, like like with the program I did, like I know, like if I was the first to hear about anyone that I knew outside of my professor himself, and my application low key was out of left field essentially for how it went about. And like, I think that was the thing is like when it's out of left field and someone just don't know, like how can you expect better or expect something else for many cases? So I think that was something that's been also pretty good. I think one thing that like going to like my cohort is 32 of us from 20 countries, something like that. 29 different nationalities are involved. Yeah, 29 nationalities are involved, I think, in this class. And we're talking about just like a group of people. Like I was just walking home, against the train, like my Honduran classmate, Peruvian, Australian, we're sitting there just talking on the way over. After leaving my Brazilian and Indian classmate, they went the other way. Yeah. Like, the 32 of us, 5 of us are Black. 5 was a black, 32 of us. And we're across from as big, I mean, US, Nigeria, Senegal, France, Rwanda, and Grenada. So I mean, like, we're ranging from 360 million to 100,000 person
right.
island, right? That the US invaded in the 80s, right?
Yeah.
So exactly. We haven't had that conversation. No,
Yeah.
I'm never going to defend Reagan as long as I'm
Like, y'all don't want to open that can of worms yet.
Yeah, I never want to defend
Let's
Reagan.
keep the peace for right now, type shit. Like.
Yeah, and like the thing is, like, being American is like you already American in the room, but like for the I'm a Black American. So
yeah,
the thing that y'all expecting for me to say, I don't believe, like, for this country,
yeah, that ass, bro.
You want me to say, oh, I don't believe that one. No.
Yeah.
I think though, I think the thing that got it, and this is something that really got it, was Atlanta, Georgia is the greatest place in America to me. I love our home. It's an international city. It's an Olympic city. We forget all the time. But one thing that makes it so unique, and explaining this to my classmates and converting them from, you gotta be kidding me, to, I want to try it now. Strip club wings. I explained to them the wonders of Follies and the wings of Folly. I explained to them,
you said it's a cultural experience.
and I think that was something that, like, for a lot of the class, that either they've, like, it's just something they can't fathom, right? And it's like little things like that, those little cultural exchanges that we learn amongst each other, that is so vital. I mean, I can't imagine Atlanta without strip clubs and without wings. You know, it's like something that's so vital, is that it's like, well, something that's so vital to the city, something that's vital to just the culture in itself.
It's a cultural touchstone, which is like, it sounds crazy, but it's like, bro, like, yeah. Atlanta is like, it's the strip club capital of the world. Like, no bullshit.
Yeah. And like I tell class, I'm like, I don't have to see white people I don't want to where I live. Yeah. And it's not if it's like I don't want like anything going on. There's like, no, I just don't have to if I don't want to. And I think that's something that for many, like, and the best thing is, like, I'm thankful that I got a chance to see around. I've been to 41 states of the US states, which is a blessing. Yeah, I mean, it worked. Oh yeah, disclosure. I work part-time for Delta still. Oh, yeah, okay. Still active technically.
That's a finesse, like.
Yeah. I travel. Yeah. So I got over. That's how I got over here. Honestly, like, hey man, this is the best. Hey, if any young kids listening, apply for an airline in college. Apply part-time, get on the ramp, get engaged, and do whatever. Yeah. Apply. Because you had me at 19 with flight benefits to travel the fucking world. Right. Now I've been to almost every continent because of it. The only continent I'm missing is Africa, literally because that guy derailed during the pandemic twice. Yeah. Literally the only reason I haven't been. In Australia, Asia, of course in Europe, South America. It's been an amazing experience. And I think that for anyone the youngest listening, bro, fuck all the bullshit. It's a good summer job. In a major city, great summer job. For real. But I say like those little cultural exchanges where, trying to explain like Kansas City barbecue to classmates, the difference between Kansas City barbecue or listen to like Carolina like sauce. The parts particularly and going back to school, the class of sports is the difference between the European systems and the North American systems. That's been a fun one, a contested one. For some class, like I guess for me, as you grow up in it and you see it in different light, especially as a professional in it now, I think the main difference is like American sports share consumers well. You can be a fan of multiple teams and multiple sports. Like, I mean, I watched the Braves just as much as I watched the Falcons, right? As much as you can. And
when they're not breaking my damn heart or making me turn off the damn TV.
So this thing, so I'm a Chargers fan still, depressingly, which also this is for everybody. And so
y'all got some hope though. Herbert is that dude.
I got shit. I mean, I love how they'll Herb. I got no hope for the team, man. Man, depression every week. But I say that because, like, I mean, there's no direct competition. Even when you're talking about teams within the same league or with in the same stadium, such as NHL and NBA, there's no you learn to work together. I think one thing that's so different about that compared to the European system, particularly doesn't allow for that in many cases. Learning that in England particularly was intriguing, of how rugby, cricket do not really mesh well together. when it comes to demographics of crowds, to scheduling. There's so many different aspects to the games that don't really mesh well. And so just like they're all fighting for the same person who honestly can and will like both. So it's something that you don't really realize until you get out of that realm of like also ticket prices as well. We pay a lot for tickets.
Yeah.
But there's a secondhand market in America in comparison to the UK, which I learned didn't have a secondhand market. No StubHub or Ticketmaster to buy resales, which is psychotic. Cross-platforming too, that was a major thing. Because like as I think about like what makes the difference between I think American sports and European, if I had to give it to one thing, is that American sports are a part of the culture, where in particularly England, in Italy and most of mainland Europe is not much of a silo, but it still has some silo effects to it, where there's very few clubs, let's say football clubs particularly, like PSG is a good one that does it, is cross-platforming between different mediums of entertainment. Like in America, I mean like fashion, I mean the importance of fashion and music particularly, they talk about NBA and music or the NHL music particularly, but rap and rock respectively such. I mean, baseball jerseys, baseball hats, I mean, they're synonymous with culture. Like, I mean, that A and that A on the Braves A, I mean, that's a fast thing for the city, let alone just being for the Braves.
Symbolism, bro.
Yeah.
It represents so much.
Yeah. And the difference between that and, is I feel as like clubs have no choice to, but there is still some type of press back on that, particularly in the leagues. Well, like you don't like this, like the association where, look at Man U, for example. And I remember I had this conversation with one of the lecturers who came in. That's talking a little bit later in London. Great conversation. And one thing says like, I just want to know what the other bids were when we look at Man U. So Man U, for people who know, that they have a new, they don't have the Chevy anymore, but they have the because the most popular one they've had, but they have now TeamViewer, which is I guess a direct competitor to Zoom on their chest. And I hate to say it looks fucking ugly as hell. like, and this sounds bad, but one important part is we have the fine women in your section, the fine women next to you, you're not wearing a TeamViewer on your shirt. Yeah. Like even like the events is Jeep, Go Hard, PSG's is nice. There's a way around it where you're like, okay, that's a nice jersey, but you're not having a ugly blue TeamViewer on one of the most profitable and most valuable clubs on the planet.
Yeah.
And I think that that's a great example of like how some clubs understand that cross-platforming better and some clubs just don't just yet. Juventus, for example, like, Ronaldo's video when he came back to just kind of like a pure example was Ronaldo's video when he came back to when he came to Juventus did well. I think it's still the biggest YouTube video they ever had, right? They have only like 15. I'm giving a rough estimate from 15 million. All right, that's good, right? Gonna perform a top off on colors in the same Juventus jersey at the time at 24 million.
Man.
So once again, same jersey, but Gunna, first very Adidas before it come out, but Gunna having the same on the chest cross-platforming of just Adidas football scene had particular colors and the cross-platforming of having them, Real Madrid, Juventus, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich across that board. And I mean, it's way better publicity. Gunna, I mean, that jersey, I mean, that's first time for a lot of niggas that they've seen the jersey. Yeah. Let alone, and like, I mean, we remember, I mean, it's a great video. Well, yeah, man, Juventus, Adidas, jersey, big G.
And he's singing his ass off.
Exactly. And guess what happens? You go into the Adidas site and you buy the jersey.
Yeah.
No matter what Ronaldo does, great. But I mean, and again, free promo.
Bro, so I got a question, bro. So I had to read this book one time for class. It was called How Soccer Explains the World. Have you read that before? Yeah. So let me kind of ask you your perspective on, because the book kind of talked about like, soccer and globalization. So let me ask, what's your perspective on how soccer has like influenced globalization within the world? Like, especially coming from the international relations background and, doing the program that you're in now, like, has your perspective changed so far on it, or like, have you gotten a better grasp on it? Like, just kind of explain that.
Yeah. So I'll give a better example for a personal anecdote for that. I'm a Black American from the southeastern United States who supports from I have of course Atlanta United, but also my main club, Tottenham Hotspur, a North London-based club, where I sit down and chant to watch a South Korean score defended by a Colombian, and the Colombian passing on to a Dane and to a Frenchman, typically. Or they might dip it off to a Brazilian, who knows, while in the stands is a Chinese or Australian fan who are at the stadium in London. If I don't, it's not like globalism, I can't tell you what it is. Yeah. It comes from the marketing aspect of it, coming from culturally how you gauge different fans in many cases. You can go around the world in Barcelona. I mean, Messi's face is just as recognizable as Bayern or Putin's.
Yeah, straight up.
And there's no way around. Just like you go into the richest parts of the planet and some of the poorest parts of the planet, you're bound to still see Messi or Ronaldo's jersey. I think that's part of the globalism aspect that it does extend to every corner of the globe. Mm-hmm. Now, when it extends to every corner of the globe, I think the part I'm learning now is how much of that effect can be made to actually being, how to put this correctly? One part of it is how do you monetize it, of course, which is important to the sport. But I think the thing is like, how do you make the fan who may not get a chance for as long as they're living to support your club to the day they die? Mm-hmm. I think that's something that's very intriguing is like you have so many clubs that, I guess like for us, like two major, I think for the program what's some intriguing is that how the Europeans see and treat the American market and how they treat and see the Indian market. Mm-hmm. Gotta go for two. I think the Chinese market, while albeit is very much a very different beast than anything else on this planet. Yeah. It is still very insular, and I think that the European clubs have figured out that you got to do that on this. There isn't, like I said, you're using Weibo, right? There's a different way of how you go about that. Yeah. And so just to look into the feel of how they treat them is interesting. Like I remember we went to one of the clubs. We also go to different clubs, places. Like I know this list we have right now. In the past, with the program, we visited Wimbledon, we visited Lord's Cricket Ground, Manchester United. Okay. Are
y'all going to visit AC Milan? Like
on the list this year. Yeah.
Oh yes, sir.
Also Ferrari headquarters, which that's gonna be crazy. Yeah. But, yeah, it's tentative. Granted, if Milan goes into another lockdown, which might be, that's something we have to look into a little bit later. But for now, it's tentative to be on the schedule, as I saw earlier today. Like I said, we go to FIFA headquarters also in Zurich. We're going to Switzerland. FIBA headquarters in Switzerland as well.
You said FIBA?
Yeah, FIBA. Yeah, basketball.
Okay.
So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, one thing that the program does great is even though it's the FIFA Masters, encompassing of entirety of sports. So we went to rugby school where rugby was created, actually. Mm-hmm. Wimbledon, of course, was, like I said, one of my favorite. One thing I learned about the grass in Wimbledon. There is no pure grass on the planet. The way they do their grass system at Wimbledon is one that honestly, it can't be replicated. You can try all you want to, it just can't be replicated because the amount of money and need for it. Also, like Premier League clubs as well, we don't see how much that grass is. Went to one of the clubs, and the groundskeeper who was given the tour for the club said they spent £30,000 a week on the grass alone, on disabilities for it.
What is the conversion to that? Just to give a gauge, kind of.
50K.
Sheesh.
Yeah, it's ugly. Yeah, 45. I'll say 45. Yeah, 45, 50, yeah. Somewhere in that range.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, so this LA, the pound was pounding my ass for albeit in my time there. The euro is much easier to be on.
Yeah, right now. It's a lot closer.
Man, I was fighting demons on the pound, man. I was fighting demons. Like that US to the pound conversion. And the thing is that I'm the American in the group. So I was fighting. I go and feel for the rest of my class. Yeah. Boy, see what the conversion rate for even my Canadian classmate, she seeing what she had to do because I had my currency exchanger. I had all these different currencies and seeing the Canadian one underneath the pound, seeing what she has to pay, let alone
Yeah.
But yeah, I think overall the biggest thing is going back to markets. Is how they treat it. I think some of the clubs, some of the leagues get it of how to infiltrate the markets better from both India and America, where it is much more tactical. You can't just go and say, "Oh, these Americans are all just idiots." I think that there was a good portion that thought that I think that was funny when like me being in the class is that the perspective of like I'm not a white American. They play ball growing up. I understand the cultural aspects of ball and of all the sports with itself. Like it's not done in a vacuum, right? Where the NBA is now getting that, NHL gets it, MLB still hasn't, NFL does, where you're part of the overall culture of a city, of a fan base, of a region.
Yeah.
And so I think
you represent that city.
Yeah, and so and
like,
I think
like even just like, I mean, just a quick example is even like the Memphis Grizzlies, you know what I'm saying? They've always like Memphis is like a tough town type shit, like, but it's like, bro, like the team is literally like they've always been like grit and grind and stuff, like, you know, and like literally like they embody that, you know what I'm saying? Another example, just even like, you know, some West Coast schools, like, you know, they literally play like football schools, they literally playing like a West Coast offense, like short passes, you know, things like that. And it's like, people really do embody that, like down south, Alabama, Georgia, like it's like them motherfuckers was wrestling cows like in the like for real, and it's like, bro, and that like that comes out, bro, like, you know what I'm saying, when they're playing and everything. So like that's real, bro. The sports teams really are part of the culture, and they embody that in ways that you really can't explain for real.
Yeah, and I think like this goes back to like you know, it's little things. One of my I think the biggest one, I think you'll feel this too, is that, you know, something that we used to so I used to be a part of our Black men's group on campus, like Brother Drinking Bread, was actually the original treasurer of the group, which is thankful to be. But I think the number one thing we got for kids, and the thing about SC is that SC had a lot of kids that weren't from LA, but still a plethora of LA kids.
Yeah.
So it's a good mixture of such. However, the first thing you ask as a Black man, I ain't gonna hold you. Hey man, this is cool and all, but where did I get my cut at? And bro, and that's something that we don't talk about here. Like, being Black men abroad, that's hard. Like the first question is like, yes, it's cool and all, but
like, what am I supposed to do? Like, am I gonna have to wolf for this whole like for almost a year or what? Like,
and like the trust, like just go ahead. I can't get that. No, I can't do that. I'm not made that way. I gotta.
I'm not getting cut by no Italian or damn sure not no Maltese motherfucker. Like, nah.
I gotta see the work. I gotta see the work.
He got an Instagram or something, bro.
Yeah. So what we did was, so like my classmate Melvin, so he's able to get in contact with some folk, particularly, and also, so we started in Leicester, which is an hour 20 about north on the train, from London, right? Okay. So in the East Midlands, getting London is easy, on like it's literally on express, no stops. Nice town, very nice town, 250,000 people, about. Leicester City won the Premier League a few years back. A very good team. I like the town a lot, much more than I thought I would. It's nice to get out and see the UK outside of London, which I think was my major get away from it. Like I love Manchester. I love Manchester. But going to it, trying to figure out, all right, cool, this is known, that's not where I get cut at. So Melvin, like he's Senegalese French. He was able to get in contact with some folk, particularly through Leicester City. He found the barber that cuts most of the team's hair. So he basically is like, he's the main barber for a Premier League club, right? So he's like, all right. I was like, okay, he going first. Yeah. It's like, well, his shit look. If this shit come out fucked up,
yeah, I'm straight. Like, I'm gonna just wolf it. Like, I don't care how it look, bro.
And Suez Canal Barbershop. Shout out to Najee. Canyon, brother. They're speaking Swahili in the shop, which was new. I never heard it before. Okay. Until I went in the shop, which was interesting as well. He did Melvin right. So I went and got some cuts and everything. He was cool people. So, but it was a different experience of just like, you know, just particularly the barbershop, having to find a barbershop, which required you to find Black people in the city.
Bro, let me talk about my experience, bro. Because literally, like, I was out here, I'm just like, bro, like, am I going to have to get dreads or some shit like while I'm out here or something? Because I'm like, bro, like, I'm not getting cut by no fucking Italian dude, Spanish dude. Like, I just don't want to, bro. Like, they ain't dealt with this shit, you know. So like, and literally, but I was literally on Google, like Black owned barbers, all types of shit, like on Instagram and stuff, bro. And luckily I was able to find one Black barber who's like literally maybe one of two on the entire island, bro. And like, so and bro, so I went in there the first time, bro. It's like a Nigerian dude, like, don't get me wrong, but like, bro, they're literally in there like it's so funny, bro, because he literally got all the products. He got like wave cream, do-rags, like Cantu and everything. Like, and I'm just like, bro, it's so funny, bro, because it's like, especially like, you know, for Black men, bro, that's literally like the heart of like, you know, like that's at like the soul, like the barbershop. So much has come from that, and it's like it's just so funny. Like the Black barbershop doesn't change no matter where the fuck you at. Like
anywhere,
they in there literally talking about politics. Mind you, they talking about like Nigerian politics and shit. But it's like it's just so funny, bro, because it's like it don't change, bro. Like Black people, like people say like Black people not a monolith and stuff. Like we're for sure not a monolith, but it's like, bro, like there's some shit where it's like, bro, we are niggas at heart. Like, you know what I'm saying? That don't change no matter where you at in the world. Like, in the world, bro, for real.
It just changes from like, instead of it being like on a Saturday college football on, you watching Premier League games or championship games.
Or either soccer or like Nollywood movies. Like
bro.
Like, bro, no funny shit, bro. This may be one of the worst movies I've ever seen. Like, no funny shit. Like, bro, like acting was bad. Like bro, they literally, bro, let me but there was literally one scene. They was in like a court, bro. They literally put like the women in like wigs. Like they literally look like blonde wigs and stuff. Like, bro, like I'm like, bro, they literally had the women in there looking like George Washington. Like, I'm like, bro, like what's going on, bro? Like, there's no way. I hope this is not a representation of Nigerian film because this is terrible. Like, no funny shit. No offense to my Nigerian folks who may see this, but damn.
I fuck with Nollywood low key. It's just like you just gotta know what you're walking into though. I think that in Bollywood are the best ways. Like I think Bollywood films are funny. I think I like them a lot. It's just like you not know you're gonna be a dance number in it too. Like in the middle of nothing. Like you know it's gonna be a battle. Okay, I was watching one. One of my guilty pleasures is like off topic. One of my guilty pleasures when I'm flying, especially overseas, is I watch a lot of Bollywood films on the planes.
Okay, sure.
A lot of Bollywood films.
But and the crazy is they be having hella options of Bollywood movies. Like
they do. It's like flights. It's like, damn, okay, that's what we go with today. And like you got like I forgot old boy I forgot last one I was watching was he was playing the king and like it was some weird like his son was getting married but the son's like 11, some like wild shit. And it's like oh, this is not right, but okay, this is what we're going with. And like it was like he like was breaking out like dancing in his honor and shit. And like he started like he was in a fight and he started dancing like midway, like one of the times you're trying to sneak into a spot and it seems to a dance number. And it was like this just doesn't make sense in any other movie outside of like Bollywood. Like this dance number.
Oh yeah, this is a Bollywood film. Like
yeah, it's like
it would have some random ass dance number. Like
yeah, it's like damn, like okay, none of this makes sense, but okay,
I like it. Yeah,
it's like okay, I like it. And that's how I feel about Nollywood. It's like none of this makes fucking sense, but okay, I mean, I sat down and watched Fast 9 on the way over here from JFK over to Milan. I was like, damn, shit terrible, but okay.
Yeah.
Same principle.
It's entertaining, like
extremely entertaining.
Bro, so let me ask you this, like you know, with us having, you know, been some dudes like, you know, who did choose to step out of our comfort zone and stuff, like, and coming from Atlanta, like, you know, people like you, bro, there's a lot of niggas who ain't even been outside of Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what are some of the things like that you potentially think that could be done to like, you know, or what do you think are some of the biggest hurdles, like non-financial hurdles that have like, you know, that stop people from like, not even just like, you know, not necessarily with school, but like, you know, even just like traveling and stuff like outside of Atlanta, like not even just international, but like, you know, going to the West Coast, going to New York, going to Cali, like shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's something else too. I think we have that barriers of access in our minds. I think one thing that's important is one thing I didn't realize until I went from Atlanta to LA. It's about 3.5 hours, right?
Yeah, something
not
like
bad.
that.
Like, going over, not including you can get there 3.5, almost maybe 3:45 going west. Going back and you almost pushed almost 3, almost damn near, right? You know how far it takes to get from Atlanta, Colombia to Bogota?
What, like 2 hours or something, right?
3:40.
40 minutes?
3 hours, 40 minutes ish.
Oh.
So my point is like if you don't like, we're just as close as damn near to Los Angeles as we are to Bogota.
Yeah.
Right. And for someone who like, I think that first and foremost, I need, and I was talking about this with my mom the other day, the beach, I understand that you love Jamaica, I understand you love the beaches, but avoid the beaches and all inclusive. Immerse. I think like the idea of what immersion is, I think people are scared, but not scared, but just don't know how to react to immersion.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's hard to tell a kid from Atlanta, and kids really from the South in general, I think, to have them hop on a plane and try to figure out how to go down to Colombia.
Mm-hmm.
Place I've been 3 times. I love Colombia. I love Bogota. I love Medellin. Medellin is an amazing, amazing city.
I'm definitely trying to go down there.
Yeah, it's an amazing city for a lot of reasons. Some of them I won't say on this, but seriously, legitimately, it's an amazing place to go.
Mm-hmm.
But for a lot of kids, it's out of reach, and not, of course, you said non-financial. I think is just the idea of like, what exactly is it? What exactly does it mean to go to a place like this? How is it to make your own fun? What is it that you want to learn from a place, experience? I think it's a part that like without access to knowing or the awareness of it, where like you talk about Japan being such a foreign place. In Japan, I think one of my I remember when I got a chance to go, I didn't know, it's not what I expected to be, but it was everything I expected to be, which is, I think, it's a weird way to say it, but it was a place I couldn't imagine at the point. And I think one thing that we have to be better at is knowing that our dream, like I hate talking about dreams, because dreams are limiting, honestly. You can only dream about things that you necessarily know some realm about.
Yeah.
In reality, that your reality can take you so much farther than your dreams, because there's so many things that we just can't fathom.
Straight up.
In our own minds. And I think that's something that definitely puts a limit on people. And I think that's something that definitely changes. And also like flight times, I don't give a shit about that, bro. You can find something to do. Like I've taken 16.5 hours from Los Angeles to Melbourne. I've done Atlanta to Seoul. It's like, honestly, just doing over here the 8. This was the lightest 8 hours I'd ever did. Like, bro, I remember eating, watching Fast and Furious, watched half of a Bond movie, and that's when I went right to sleep.
Yeah.
And after
next thing you were in Italy, or you were where the fuck you at? Yeah.
Yeah. And so like I think like this is like, I think for a lot of people, one part of it is getting ready for that I think you have to be, I think for a lot of people, it's the mental part of flying as well, of that long. I think the Australian one was the hardest one for me, because like I'm never 16.5 hours is hard to my worry. Like I'm just like, I don't care how experienced with flight you are, it's gonna be a challenge.
Nah, that shit rough.
Yeah. And I mean, you're doing it like from like Melbourne to Melbourne from LA. I remember I took a midnight flight. I took a midnight.
That's what the longest flight in the world or something, right?
No, longest flight Singapore to Newark. Yeah.
Is where?
Singapore to Newark.
Oh, okay. Because I say that because Inception, I saw the movie Inception. It was like he was like, I think it was LA to Sydney or something like that. Like,
it's a long fucking flight, man. I flew Sydney to LA back on Delta, and that was, yeah. But I think you know, like, you don't really like. I remember going down to this. I remember flying, and I got lucky. I got pretty lucky with how like the seating went around, because I actually had my seat moved because I was sitting next to an 8-month-old, I'd say 8-month pregnant woman and her husband. And I was outside, she was inside, and she like, I get it. Like, it's like she needs to access the bathroom. Yeah, I get it quite a bit. So I moved to much more space. I just remember like, I think people like for packers, part of it is like just packing food. Like carrots and cucumbers, they don't need refrigerated really. You can just eat them. It's my thing I eat. Sat down and watched Mission Impossible 2. I think I watched a few other movies, took a nap. I think you just have to get over. I think for a lot of people, it's just getting over that hump.
Yeah.
When you're flying that long, I think it's one of the things. And like I said, just we gotta be able to live in reality. I think that dreams sometimes, like I said, they're limiting to what our reality can be. And whether it be, also I think people need to stop being comfortable with, and like this is nothing against the Caribbean, but I think that was Americans. One thing that Americans do way too much of, and as Black Americans we do it, and I think this definitely needs to change, is you're not experiencing you're not experiencing Jamaica, Aruba, Turks, Barbados on a resort.
Yeah,
That's not, yeah, it's cultivated towards your American dollars
Yeah.
to make you feel that you're special. And if you want to talk about travel, and I'm not saying he'll go deep in the ends in Kingston. That's not what I'm saying either.
Yeah.
Because that's jumbo. That's, I don't think that's the way.
Yeah, that's
like,
danger right there.
Yeah, like people like one thing I'll say about Colombia is like, hey, man, you're looking for narcos. That's not the Colombia you want to go to. And like a lot of it, honestly, many not shots. There's quite a bit of it that's just like, it's just that's the 90s. Like the shit that they were doing back in the day with Pablo and all them, that's just not the same as it is today. Also, like it's just like those aspects, like it's not what if you're going for that, you're going for the wrong reasons as well.
Yeah.
But I think for a lot of people that if you want to go visit Jamaica, why go to Montego Bay and go to an all-inclusive resort where you don't leave the resort outside of maybe an excursion? That's not visiting. That's visiting a resort. It has to be in Jamaica.
Yeah, that literally is copy and pasted anywhere in the world. Like you'll have the same experience no matter what all-inclusive resort you go to. Like,
yeah, they got a shit in Arizona. Go there if you want to do that. But I think my thing is I hate Cancun. I think more than any other place on the planet. Not because of Quintana Roo's like the government. Like I get it for understanding from the Mexican government why they have it there, but Mexico City is unequivocally one of my favorite cities on the planet. It's architecture. You can tell that the infrastructure of the city's been around for millenniums, flat out. It's amazing. Some of the worst air I've ever experienced in my life, of course, but there's not many places I love better. And I wish more Americans, if you're gonna go to New York, you're gonna go to Toronto, why not do the whole trifecta? Go see Mexico City. Don't go to like Cancun, like, oh, I'm on the beach. Maybe there's better cities with beaches as well that you can go to. Like I think one thing is Barcelona. I think more Americans should visit Spain.
I'm trying to go to Barcelona at the end of the month.
Bro, it's lit, man. Barcelona's lit, boy. It's lit,
bro. Especially being in the EU and stuff, bro. It's like, man, travel, bro. Because actually, I was actually just in Rome. I was just in Rome last week, and I was in Rome and Paris, bro. Literally, like travel is just so, bro. That's literally the closest thing you'll get to borderless travel, bro. Like these motherfuckers barely cared about my passport. They're like, "Do you have the vaccine certificate?" Like it was like that's what they cared about more for real. Like
vaccinated, you're American. Anywhere you can go.
Yeah, for real.
Hey, everywhere but China, you good.
Yeah, straight up.
Everywhere else you good. They ain't gonna ask you any questions. Like when I flew in yesterday morning to Milan, that was the fastest I've been through customs ever. Maybe from plane.
Bro, I didn't even go through customs, bro. Like, no funny shit, bro. Like, dead ass, bro. I literally just went right out to baggage claim. I'm like, yo, like, did I miss something? Like, where the stamp on my passport, bro? Like, I was looking forward to this shit. Like,
and if they're not gonna say this shit, go. Yeah. I wish that more people understood that wish more Americans understood what the EU is, and wish they understood how the Schengen zone worked.
Yeah,
and how the area works. I wish that they understood it better. And I wish that wouldn't be such a prohibitor for many. And I think that even though we're talking about mostly Western countries to visit, I think also going to there's a lot of countries that I do want to hit that I'm kind of looking forward to. Like I think Ghana, where we're gonna do a project particularly that COVID did ruin it. Yeah. And again, having it, but I think those aspects like particularly going to Ghana and like has had the chance to go to South Africa for a wedding right before COVID hit. Actually, no, scratch that. That's supposed to go actually for New Year's. That's supposed to actually right now today. That's supposed to be in South Africa.
Damn.
I'm thinking of it. Yeah, I'm supposed to be in South Africa today, but because of the restrictions with Omicron variant, I didn't get a chance to. But there's so many different aspects and places that a lot of Americans can enjoy. I think particularly Black Americans that see past Jamaica, see past Aruba, see past the beaches, and see past Miami. God damn it, bro! Bro. Why go to? I genuinely don't understand why go to spend $2,000 on a trip to Jamaica not like I said, not Jamaica in itself as a country, but going to a all-inclusive resort where you don't leave the resort when you can go to Cartagena for a quarter of the price,
bro. And that's my thing, bro. Like especially with like. I was talking about like, non-financial stuff, but I was talking about in terms of like people who are poor and can't travel. But it's like, bro, some of these niggas, like, bro, niggas got money, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, bro, doing whatever they do, bro, niggas got money, bro. Like, you know, they got money to spend this shit on clothes, shoes, jewelry, all types of shit, bro. But it's like, bro, literally one of your chains, bro, is a trip, the hotel, like the excursions, all the food and stuff, bro. Like, and you can do all that, bro. It's like, it's just, I don't know, bro. Niggas just got this mindset of like, you know, trying to impress other people and shit. But it's like, bro, you literally, for the same amount of money, bro, you can go and literally change your life, change your whole viewpoint, experience something completely out of your comfort zone, bro. Like, and that's my thing, bro. Like, you know, you were talking about Miami and shit, bro. It's like, bro, like, yeah, like, don't get me wrong, bro. Miami is fucking lit. Like, everybody knows that shit, bro. But it's like, bro, that's not the only lit place in the world. Come on now.
I'll play this though. You want to talk about a place that has good beaches, great nightlife, livable. You can make a good time out there. Melbourne, Australia.
Sydney. Shit, I would love to go to Australia.
You're on it's all on the beach. And that's the thing, is like, you talk about, I mean, I'll say Australia down under. I won't lie, it's down under. But
down under.
Yeah. But like one of my classmates, Harley, Greek Australian, works for Perth Glory, which is the A-League soccer team down here. He was the head of marketing down there. And so I was telling me, like, the city, like, even though like he lives in what's considered one of the most isolated parts of the planet in Perth, in Western Australia. Mm-hmm. Like, even in the most isolated part, there's still the beach.
Yeah.
it's everyone lives on the coastline in Australia. So as you're going down south to Melbourne, Adelaide, all the way up to Brisbane, I mean, this across the entire Gold Coast, everything's all on the beach. Mm-hmm. Like, and for the price that you're paying, and albeit Australia is a pretty ticket, of course. But as travel gets ramped up, you have all these different airlines that if you're trying to make that money for back this summer, Delta, United, American, Qantas down there, Virgin Australia, they're trying to recoup that money going to the States. You're going to get a good deal, in some way, shape, or form from your city. And you can get a trip to Miami, but you're paying tax on the hotel, Airbnb. For what exactly?
You're gonna spend however much just because you in Miami, just off the strength, bro. Like, whatever the fuck.
Well. Like, I don't want to go. Like, if you're going to a place that's you're going to Cancun, you're paying in American dollars. Something's wrong here. Yeah, like this flight, like, you're paying in American dollars in Cancun. That's just something is absolutely wrong here.
Yeah,
like this, and there's so many different beaches that are developed, or even so, like Costa Rica, for example, is a great example. A place that I think which more people would go to as well. Panama as well. So many different countries that can offer a great time. You're more into hiking, maybe going to maybe Ecuador.
I've been getting into hiking, bro. And I love that shit. Straight up, bro. I'm going to some hikes. I'm like, bro, this shit exists in the world, my nigga. Like, bro, for real. Like, I'm seeing some crazy, the views is crazy out here. That's one thing. You definitely got to come to Malta, bro. Like, I mean, especially since you were traveling. Yeah, especially since you were traveling, dude, bro. You would fuck with it. Like, it's like, to live and shit. Like, you know, the shit can get old because it's a small country, but it's like, bro, it's a lot of shit to see, bro. For real.
Yeah. That's the thing. Also, like I think the best part of living abroad is that I've been to Italy beforehand. I've actually been like last summer before I got in the program, thanks to Delta, and just be able to fly.
Delta plug again.
Bro, hey, once again. Young Black men and women, if you are in college particularly, but outside of that as well, because I think one thing that also is, this is just a shameless plug. I don't even care. I've been working at Delta for 5 years, part-time, all in the summer. I go back home for the summers to work it. But the people that work with me are not only just full-time or also just part-time as well, whether it be teachers, particularly people that own their own businesses, a lot of times, people that are just like, mostly just, they have extra time to fill. Yeah, and it can be, you can make it as long as you want to, as short as I want to. I make it short as hell when I go, but my benefits for flying are year round. So that's why I would go back home, anytime, particularly through school. And now I was able to go back home. Something a lot of my classes didn't get a chance to do, and also just like, it is a privilege to be American where I can go back home and not have to worry about getting back to country off the visa.
Yeah, straight up.
That's very much, but for this program, particularly right now, is a blessing. And you know, you're saving so much time and effort, and I wish that more people saw it in that way. And of course, time isn't for everyone. Everyone's had the time to do it, so of course, yeah. But I think if you have the chance, I think most people should look into it, because like I say, is this, At the end of the day, for all the passengers you help, all the bags you load, things of nature, I've been able to hit every country on my list that I want to hit except for one, which is because I got scrapped for COVID.
Yeah.
Outside of that, everywhere else, like at this point, I'm now just not on the bucket list. I'm just going places to go to.
Yeah.
I've what's next on the list? I mean, while I'm over in Europe, go to Malta, go to Croatia.
I want to go to Croatia too. Zagreb.
I heard
that shit nice. Have you been to Prague?
Have not yet. Have not yet.
I heard Prague is pretty nice too.
Yeah, I'm going to Budapest.
Oh yeah, hell yeah! All right, bro. So we get into the end. So I wanted to ask you just a couple like quick like speed questions.
Sure, let it out.
All right, cool. So I'm gonna ask you 3, and we just give me the answer off the top of your head. So one, you were talking about traveling. What's your favorite country you've been to, or maybe top 2 if you can give me top 2?
Between Denmark and Japan.
All right, cool. Okay. 2, what's a book that you would recommend to any young Black man? Or don't even, I mean, just a book that you would recommend for real. It don't got to be to a young Black.
The Prince of Tides.
You said what?
Prince of Tides.
Prince of Tides by who?
Pat Conroy.
Okay. And 3, what's your proudest thing about being from Atlanta?
I come from the one place in the planet that doesn't really exist in many people's minds. From a very Black city, international city. It's a different culture. It's a very inviting, but yet very uninviting culture. I mean, I live in a place where strip, like I can be in the strip club and have a 10-piece and overlook, if you're Magic, you can overlook the Olympic flame. That's unheard of in any other.
One of one.
There's no other city like it.
Nah, straight up though, straight up.
Yeah.
Straight up, bro. That's one of my proudest things too, bro. It's like you won't be from a city like Atlanta, bro. Like that's why everybody want to move there, bro. For real. So like we shout out to us, bro. For real. Like we doing shit for real, bro. Like we really expanding our horizons, you know, expanding what it means to be a dude from DeKalb, bro. Like, you know, like niggas don't study international relations and stuff like that, you know, or try and go out the country and stuff, bro. So like that's, bro. I'm super glad we was able to have this conversation, bro, for real, because like this was dope just in general, like, bro, just two smart young Black men, bro, like doing big things, bro. But even just like, you know, for the inspiration factor and stuff, bro, like, you know, like we traveling, doing all types of shit, bro. And it's like, you know, somebody might see this and you never know, like it may inspire them to, you know, be like, shit, bro, these niggas right, bro. Like, what am I doing? What am I doing? Like, I can go see some shit too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't broke. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and also, there are fine women around the planet. They're not just in Miami. They're not just in New York. They're not just in Atlanta. They're around.
Yeah, you're gonna see some shit and like that shit gonna blow your mind, bro, for real.
Yeah. And hey, keep in mind, I said fine women. I include a lot of fine Black women across the planet. Where you are in the world, we
are everywhere, bro, for real. Yeah, we are everywhere, bro. You may not think it, bro, but we everywhere out this bitch, for real, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, bro, appreciate you coming on, my guy, for real. I really appreciate it, bro. This was a super great conversation, bro, and shit, we can get another one in at some point too, for real.
That's very, very soon, man.
For sure, bro. All right, bro. Yeah. Be safe, man. We'll talk soon. We'll keep in contact, bro, and everything. Keep doing your thing, bro. I'm rooting for you, bro. You know, so when do you finish the program?
July.
Oh shit! All right, yeah. Yeah, keep doing your thing, bro, for real. Keep putting on for the city, keep putting on for the East Side, everything, bro, for real.
Hey man, that's the goal, man. That's the goal.
For sure, dog. I appreciate you, man, for real.
You too, man.
All right, bro. We'll talk soon, man.
Talk to you soon.